Hey guys, John here from Sonic Drive Studio. I hope you guys are all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Today we're finally gonna check out the Driftwood amplification Purple Nightmare. One of the most requested amplifiers by you guys for the channel. So I'm really excited and looking forward to this, but before we dive in, let's check out some awesome and thick metal tones with my ESP LTD Phoenix Black Metal with the passive Seymour Duncan Nazgul pickup through channel 2 with the built-in boost enabled. Let's check it out right now. Alright, that sounded freaking amazing! So again, that was channel 2 on the high gain mode with the built-in boost circuit enabled. It sounds snarly, it sounds filthy, it cuts through and it sounds huge basically with a very unique character that I really enjoy. It's got this really nice texture and grit to it, which definitely is very unique indeed. Just amazing for the heavy stuff, as you could hear. So you guys wanted me to feature one of these amps on the channel, so I got one for you guys basically. And this video isn't sponsored technically because I bought this amplifier myself, but I did get a nice discount from the guys over at Driftwood. But of course, as always, all thoughts and opinions in this video are 100% my own. And by the way, for all the tones in this video, the amplifier is being fed into my RedSeven Amplification Amp Central reactive load and through OwnHammer cabinets, which will be noted during the segments. Okay, so what does the Purple Nightmare do? Well, it can do a lot, but let's start by appreciating how awesome this amplifier looks. With this beautiful flamed maple front over here with this beautiful purple finish, it looks absolutely awesome. You can fully customize these amplifiers, by the way. When you order one, you can change the type of wood, so you've also got different types of maple. You can also change the color of the toe legs, and change the knobs and all that good stuff. You can also add MIDI functionality and stuff like that, so you can highly customize your amps when you buy them from Driftwood. And I chose the sort of basic and standard Driftwood Purple Nightmare because it looks really good to me. Yeah, and I just really like the configuration of this wood type with the black toe legs and the standard controls basically. And it's already kind of iconic, if you know what I mean. A really nice looking amplifier with a really unique aesthetic. So feature-wise, it's a 100 watt all-tube amplifier. You can choose various power tube configurations, and the one that I got has two 6L6s as well as two KD88s combined in the power section. So that's a pretty unique power tube combination. Marek, the guy who designs and builds these amplifiers over at Driftwood, recommended that power tube configuration for me because it's supposed to be great for metal and extended range guitars and stuff like that, which is what I enjoy, of course. This amp has two channels. We've got channel 1, which is basically your clean channel, and then also channel 2, which is your crunch and high gain channel. The clean channel has a mode switch, which is basically a bright switch, and then channel 2 has a low and a high gain mode. So low gain is great for crunch tones and high gain obviously for rock and metal. The master section over here on the left side has two separate master volume controls, which is very handy for switching to a louder volume for solos and stuff like that. And then we've also got the rumble and sharp controls, which are basically your resonance and presence controls. And there also is this little sizzle switch over here beneath the sharp control, and this lets you add a little bit of extra sizzle and brightness to your overall tone, which is a cool feature. Each channel has volume, bass, mid, treble, and gain controls. And on the right side of the front panel, we have the TS circuit, which is basically a built-in tube screamer, which is built directly into the amplifier. Very cool for shaping the tone and also for making the tone more tight and adding gain and stuff like that. Really cool that they built this into the amplifier so that you don't need to add a boost pedal in front of the amplifier to shape the tone, as a lot of metal guys like to do, of course. The custom foot switch that comes with the amplifier is very cool. It lets you switch the channels, the loop, the masters, the boost, and it also has the mute control, which can also be very handy. Let's also take a quick look at the back of the amplifier because it has a lot of cool features on the back as well. On the left side, we have the speaker out, and on top of that, we have the power mode switch. You can set this either to full power or to the night mode, which is very cool and unique indeed. And that scales this amplifier down to 2 watts instead of 100 watts. And it actually bypasses the power amp completely. And it turns on a MOSFET power amp, which is great for playing at lower levels. So that's a very unique and clever feature indeed that I personally haven't seen on any amplifier before. Then we have the ohm selector for the speakers and the connector for the foot switch, as well as various external switching options. And then controls to assign the tube screamer circuit as well as the loop, very customizable indeed. We have the effects loop, a tuner out, which is also cool, and the 9-volt DC power output for connecting pedals directly to the amplifier, which also is a very nice feature that you don't see very often with amplifiers. And next to that, we've got the noise gate control, which is always a very welcome addition for high gain amplifiers, just to make it sound a bit more clean and more silent, of course. And this amp also has some bias adjustment ports on the back, very handy too. So that's a lot of amplifier for your money. This thing basically is packed with awesome features. Love it. Okay, now let's go ahead and explore more sounds. And let's go to the clean channel and explore some clean tones. And I'm going to use my Baritone, my ESP Ltd EC401B Baritone Eclipse to be precise, on the neck pickup, which is an active EMG 60 pickup. And I'm also running my Laney Black Country Customs reverb pedal in front of the amplifier for some simple and nice ambience. And by the way, the sizzle and mode switches are off for this tone. Let's check it out. Okay, that was a fine clean tone. Very nice indeed. So this clean channel has a lot of headroom. It's kind of Fendery in that regard. It's bright and it's very open sounding, so very dynamic. I personally tend to prefer clean channels that are a little bit less pokey and less dynamic, so more compressed and more range in terms of saturation. But it's a great clean tone for what it is, and I'm sure that many of you will enjoy it. It's just a very specific type of clean tone that you either like or not. But again, very high headroom and very dynamic, so it really responds to your playing. Now let's listen to some looped picking parts with my Gibson Les Paul Custom through the clean channel, and then I'll adjust all the controls so you guys can hear how they all react and how they sound basically. Check it out. All right, great. Now let's move on to channel 2 for some distorted tones, and we're going to start with some classic crunch tones using my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s on the bridge pickup, which is a Duncan JB. So channel 2 is set to the low gain mode for a nice crunch, and the sizzle switch is off. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Wow, that was a very nice and crunchy tone that sits in the mix really well with a really nice saturation and nice and crunchy and bright. And again, with this very unique and cool texture going on and a very nice mid-range as well. Okay, so now that we've tried the crunch and the clean sounds, let's move up to high gain. We're going to set channel 2 to the high gain mode for some heavy rock, again using my Gibson Les Paul Custom on the bridge pickup. And for this tone, I will turn the sizzle switch on for that nice and open top and sizzle. Let's go ahead and check it out right now. Alright, that was great! Now this amplifier definitely reminds me somewhat of the Mesa Boogie rectifier tone, but basically more tight, refined, and modern sounding. But it does have that sort of nasty and filthy character and texture to the tone, which I really enjoy. So like I said, it's definitely more refined than a rectifier because the top end fizzle never gets too much, it's just the right amount. And that grainy texture just makes it sound so raw and pure, and I really love that about this amplifier. And again, of course, when you compare this to a rectifier, this sounds much more tight and focused. So in the intro, you heard this amplifier for metal on channel 2 with the 6-string with a passive pickup, and now I want to try a guitar with an active pickup, an EMG, with my ESP LTD Phoenix Arctic Metal with the EMG 81 in the bridge. I just want to see how this amplifier reacts with the 6-string tone with an active pickup, and I don't want to enable the built-in boost just yet because I want to hear how tight this amplifier can sound with an active pickup, a 6-string guitar without a boost up front, so you can hear the pure and raw character of the amplifier basically. And for this tone, I'm going to turn off the sizzle switch again. Okay, let's check it out. Oh yeah, very sick tones indeed. I just love how this amplifier sounds with that guitar. So in my opinion, This amplifier definitely is tight enough for metal with a 6-string, definitely also with an active pickup, which tends to make it a little bit more tight by default, but it still has a slightly loose and raw character to the low end, which is quite charming and fat indeed. But of course, you can also make it a lot more tight with the built-in boost, as you heard in the intro. And of course, that built-in feature is also great for extended range guitars, to make them sound more tight and focused. So that's what we're going to do now with my ESP LTD SC607B1H, the 7-string baritone with the Steph Fishman Fluence pickup in it, tuned to drop A flat, so nice and low. And this time I'm going to turn the built-in boost or tube screamer circuit on to tighten up the tone and to add some focus. Let's check it out right now. Amazing, just amazing. So as you heard, this amplifier does wonders for extended range guitars. So we're gonna go even lower with an 8-string, my Ibanez M80M Meshuggah 8-string with a Lundgren pickup in it to be precise, through channel 2, again with the built-in boost turned on. Let's check it out. Awesome! I mean, that's just about the perfect 8-string guitar tone there. Really cool and impressive. Tight and clear, but again with that very unique character and texture that I just really love, and that's really unique to this amplifier, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's just the truth. And it's what makes this amplifier shine, basically, and what makes it unique and stand out from the rest. And now finally the section that you've all been waiting for, the 9-string section with my Schecter Damien 9, the 30-inch baritone 9-string monster, tuned to C# standard, so that's nice and low indeed, with the active EMG 909 pickups. Let's see how well this amplifier handles the 9-string. Let's check it out right now. Enjoy. Alright, as expected, this amplifier handled those low notes super well, but it also sounds really consistent across all the strings, so everything sounds very nice and balanced. Really cool. So again, filthy, snarly, and wild sounding. Just awesome. So I think that this amplifier passed all the tests, really impressive, but there's one thing that I want to do still, and that is loop some riffs with my ESP LTD NW44 with the bare knuckle aftermath pickup in it, the new Westfall model, through channel 2, and then I'll tweak all the controls so you guys can hear how they react and what the range is of all the controls, and all that good stuff. So let's check that out right now. So that was the amazing and unique Driftwood Amplifiers Purple Nightmare. I absolutely love this thing. It's such a cool amp. This amp has impressed me because of how well it is built, because of how beautiful it is. It sounds awesome, it's versatile, and it has some really cool features like the built-in boost, the built-in gate, the voicing switches, and all that good stuff. But most importantly, it sounds absolutely unique. And that's definitely not something that can be said for all amplifiers out there. So this amplifier gets 2 huge thumbs up from me. I'm really happy with this thing, and I think it sounds absolutely killer. So if you're interested in one of these beasts, definitely check out the Driftwood Amplifiers website. I'll put a link in the description below. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it useful. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe down below, as that really helps the channel, and comments in the comment section are also very welcome. I do read them all. You can also follow Sonic Drive Studio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, by the way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!